Man, just look. I could have been doing anything else. I can't even tell you what I would be doing outside of art, aerosol art. Aerosol art saved my life. It's it gave me a foundation and a focus, something that excited me. That I was just like, yo, this is what I want to do. Today I'm going to work on a small sketch for this Venice Graffiti mural I'm going to work on tomorrow. Show you guys some ideas on how to approach getting a mural done. Okay, let's do something. So I'm just going to go through a couple different styles of lettering, see what I like best, and because right now I'm doing something that's fundamentally 3D, or could be. I mean, if I start going in and putting in like little blocks or whatever, putting in the 3D portions. It's an S, an A, an N, and an O. My name. So I'm thinking, I actually want to do something that's a little more stretched out. It's just a real basic rough right here. Got the basic gestures of the letters, the S, A, N, and the O. Right now I'm thinking about maybe how to connect the letters and camouflage them a little bit better. Other little pieces, parts to distract you, arrows or like breaker bits or whatever. And trying to think about if I'm which way my 3D is going to be put on here, or if I'm going to put a 3D on here, or make it a flat panel piece. A little bit about me. I'm sitting here trying to work this sketch out. I'm in Sano, been painting since '83. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, and I just recently transplanted out here to sunny Los Angeles, California. My early graph influences was a writer in Cleveland named Ranger, and there's tons of writers in Cleveland, as well as all the subway arts writers and stuff, or subway writers from New York, and then eventually start receiving some strong influence from all the LA writers and whatnot, as well as keeping an eye on the international scene, Australia, Germany. So I don't know, I'm working on a sketch. I'm really used to freestyling, just painting directly on the wall and just working out my sketch issues on the wall. So what I'm working on here is just a general style guide or whatnot. You can still see some of the areas of the initial sketch. I'm just starting to darken in some of the areas, or starting to make some of these letter forms definite. The S and the A. And still looking for ways to bury the connections. This is still kind of open-ended, obviously. During the process of creating letters, I guess it's always surprising to find new ways to connect letters. I should say new ways to destroy the alphabet, but to create, new letter forms. From all the stuff that we've been doing in wild style, and using wild style as a new form of communication. It's always interesting to see how letters are formed, or how you can deform letters, make them abstract, connect them, distort them, manipulate them. Writing, or drawing. Creating. I don't exactly know where we're going to wind up with this piece. I think that just in general, all graffiti art or all art period is personal experience. As I try to, I guess, blend the graffiti art with general art ideas or whatever, contemporary ideas, world issues or whatever. I want this piece to reflect, I guess, everything that I'm feeling, everything that I've experienced, and I just wanted to speak to a general community, of people that will ultimately understand where I'm going with this. I think we'll see how it comes out. I guess now you can get a pretty good idea from the earlier sketch. Letter forms are a little more definite now. Still looking for our chops and connections. Dropping some lines down for my 3D. I love graffiti. I should say I love graffiti art. I love drawing. I love paint. I love painting. So, spray paint, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. I love it. I love it. I am adding a 3D to the letters to hopefully add a little bit more dimension. My battle right now is not against any writer on any level. My battle is like, well, let's all group together and battle public perception. Pretty much got our letters done here, and I started working on a scene here to go on one end of the letters. I'm gonna work on another character or something like that, and just I guess just to explain this a little bit. I freestyled these letters. I have an idea of what's going on in my head on how I want to, compose this. But since the page is not wide enough, I'm gonna just, run my sketch here and run another sketch up here, and just assume that they'll go on the either ends of this when we get to the wall tomorrow. And of course, a lot of this might change, as we go along. But I think I have a pretty good foundation, for the letters that I want to use, and a good direction on the characters, and some other ideas that I want to, put on this wall. I just got a gesture down for my name here in the middle. SANO. It'll actually be this. We have a sketch of this guy and a child, and I'm going over here. So yeah, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do here. I'm ready. Got my piece. Got my sketch done. Have a good idea of what I want to do. Just want to get to this wall tomorrow and rock it. You know what I'm saying? Thought I was going to color it in, but that didn't happen. Because I already pretty much got the idea and what I want to do, the direction I want to go. So, just going to go get some paint and hook it up for tomorrow. Peace.
Alright, here we are at the wonderful Venice Beach Graph Pit in sunny Los Angeles, California. This is one of the only legal graffiti yards in the city. Today we're going to do a top to bottom end to end piece and enjoy some of this wonderful LA sunshine.
First thing you have to do in prepping the wall is lay down a buff or primer coat. What I'm doing right here is laying down a black buff coat. Shows black as the background. It's my primer color, my buff color, so that I can already have a sense of dimension or something. I just use it as one of the colors that I use. Like as I start, putting all the other designs and letters and everything on top of it, I'm going to use the black for all the shadows, or just another color, background color. A little different than doing non-permission walls. I probably will not do a second coat. as as I get to layering, all the paint, all the spray paint stuff over top of this buff coat, so the pieces, from the previous wall are bleeding through. I understand that. That's all good. But I do it primarily to get, to kind of, like if I were to paint directly on top of this piece, it's kind of a distraction, you kind of get lost in, start like merging styles or whatever. And so again, as well as adding like, I'm just starting off with a fresh page, so to speak. So, this is a little less intense than just going straight over wild style stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now that we have our buff coat complete, I'm going to start on the outline. Safety first, right? Always wear your mask. This is pretty well used thin cap. I'm going to start to do my outline with. I think I'm going to start off with gray. Establish a garbage bag here. Need that cap. So I don't know if you can notice, but there's 4 panels on this wall. This wall is probably 50, 60 feet long. Each panel looks like it's about 15 feet or so. I'm going to start on the second panel, and I'm going to basically put my name on the second and third panels, and then use the outer panels for characters and roll call. All right, let's have some fun. I wear the mask as a safety precaution so I don't inhale paint dust or fumes. I outline because it serves as my pre-sketch, helps me to visualize the entire wall instead of just an individual piece or part. All right, fundamental street rules, basically don't go over it unless you can burn it. Meaning, tags and throw-ups get gone over by pieces, full-out masterpieces. And if you're gonna go over somebody's masterpiece or, straight out piece, it better be better than what was there before. But there's so many walls out here that I think that, go find another wall, basically. Get up somewhere else. A piece, which is short for masterpiece, is a set of well-executed letters, whereas I think that a burner is all-inclusive, letters, characters, and backgrounds, and that's what's usually called a burner or a mural. Real basic, rough outline, just so we can get an idea of proportions on our letters before we proceed. I want to fatten up that A. And kind of shift the N and the O a little bit more. My bad. So, making corrections. As we sketch in our outline, I'm looking at, which lines I want to keep, which lines I want to go over. Are the proportions cool? Already, since I made the letters go to, top and bottom of the wall, I'm already considering how my 3D is going to be affected, and how even though on the paper I had the full 3D on there, the 3D is actually going to drop off the bottom of the wall, which is cool, no problem. Right now I want to do some stuff with this O, snazz it up a little bit, make it a little funkier, and then, I just want to be happy with my outline before, I start filling in. I'm gonna clean up some of this outline so you can kind of see what I'm really thinking of here. I got issues with, with how many, colors I got. Obviously I have a certain amount of cans, which I feel comfortable I can do the entire wall. But I just want to make sure that, as I go along, that I don't run out of certain colors. I mean, we got, lots of yellow, but I know for a part of the piece we're going to use a lot of yellow for the background and whatnot, so I don't want to run out. Got some blues, got some oranges, a little bit of red, some pinks. So we'll probably do a fill based on those colors, I think. And then go from there. Now that I've done an outline, I'm doing my fill-in with secondary colors. I'm working on a semi-wild style piece. I call it such because I think that wild style pieces are the pieces where you work on and they're like totally indecipherable. They're totally complex, total like super wild style pieces. Whereas, you on the other end of that, you have simple style or like block letter or soft letter style pieces. So my piece falls within the range of that, between simple and the complex. So it's just a semi-wild style piece. It's going all right. Just taking a step back, catch a breather real quick, and check out the progress on the wall from a distance here. Everything seems to be going all right. Filling in the oranges and I'm just trying to smooth it out a little bit. Can control is understanding the fundamental techniques behind using a cone of air to lay down layers of paint to express your ideas.
The paint that I'm using right now is a terracotta satin, and I'm using it to do my internal fills or like some computer graphic eye candy, so to speak. What I'm doing right now is filling in the letters and trying to suggest more of the direction of like the internal energy flow of the letters or whatnot. I already have a layer of like blends and just general color fills, and the graphic like eye candy bits here just add another layer of detail and dimension to the letters.
I'm just still working on the fill-in. You can call it like technical design work or whatever, but I'm just adding. Apart from the yellow and the orange, I'm adding third color that's not faded or blended into the fill color. So it just kind of offers a little contrast between you got your fades going on. And then I just drop, the hard lines across it, which obviously would be a different color than the final outline. So just gives some interesting fill-in details, I guess. A drip is a function of too much paint and gravity, whether you want to or not. It's usually looked upon as being bad, but if you can work it into your artwork as an implied means of expression, good luck. I'm adding my initial 3D in the navy blue there. I'm trying to clean out some of the primary outline so you can kind of tell from the left side versus the right side where you can still see some of the outline, because I'm actually using some black of the wall as part of my fill-in. Let's see. Next step, we're going to go in and just keep working with the 3D, add some highlights, then add some more detail inside the fill, shape up the letters a little bit more, a little bit of color, and draw highlights on there, and then move on to our characters.